We are live.
Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are live and ready to handle it. I don't. You ready?
Yeah, I got one.
So, what's the topic today?
We're going to talk about confidence today.
Confidence.
We're going to talk about confidence today. All right. Are you live?
We are live, and our topic today is confidence. Sometimes the mornings can be a little bit dramatic, but when you know what you know and you know what you're supposed to know, you can get through it. You know that today we have an amazing and special guest that will be joining us, and we are going to get it all in right here. Back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Good morning. Good morning. We are here and ready to go. We've got the green screen back so you guys can see we do have the Empowerment Duo background, but we are still having some lighting challenges because the studio wants either one or the other of us. It doesn't want to work with both of our complexions.
Well, we're still going to keep it rolling.
But we're going to rock and roll and make it happen. We're so glad that you're joining us today. For everybody in Facebook world, LinkedIn world, we're reaching out. Shout out to the BBC TV Black Billionaires Club. We're excited to always be a part of your morning as well as the SIBN network. Thank you so much.
Now, we're going to talk about confidence today.
Okay.
And I'm going to just leap right into it. The single most effective way to boost a person's confidence
is
to speak in public.
Woo!
The number one way to boost self-confidence is to speak in public.
And it's interesting that if that is true, that's also one of the top highest areas of fear.
Yes. Yes. Adil, what's up, man? I'm so happy Adil is here. Adil, do you know our guest today, Star Bobatoon? But anyway, if you don't, you will. But anyway,
the number one way to gain confidence is to speak in public. Good morning, Dr. Beverly.
And it's also been well reported that on the list of the things that people fear
the most,
the number one thing is public speaking
in public.
How about boosts that? Your confidence the greatest, but it's one of the greatest fears.
Absolutely.
And I always was perplexed about why do so many people fear this? You know why?
Why?
It's something that happened to those people in elementary school.
You think so?
I think so.
Maybe that's why it didn't affect me. There was enough things going on in elementary school that speaking wasn't one of the problems.
In the third grade, that person had to stand in front of the class and say something, and they voice cracked and the class laughed at them.
Wow.
And they said, oh, I don't do this well, and I'm afraid to get laughed at again.
Wow.
So we don't do it.
Interesting. Good morning, Dr. Deborah.
What?
Thank you for joining this morning.
Dr. Deborah here. We got Dr. Beverly here. Dr. Beverly says, I'm sorry I'm late this morning, but I just came out of a worship experience. Oh, my God. Uplifted my whole soul. How about that?
And she's grateful.
She said she's like she showed up to work a few minutes late.
We're grateful for every amount of time that you guys decide to share with us your morning.
But do you see Brother Ray Wilkerson is here too?
Look at and becoming quite regular, I might add.
Ray, we got to get you a jam, man. We got to get you a jam. But anyway, this is the Empowerment Duo. This show is called Let's Talk About It. And we talk about three things specifically: personal conversations,
business information,
and spiritual inspiration.
With a little bit of shenanigans thrown in.
Her name is Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And this guy right here is Brian K. McNeill.
And together we make up what's called the Empowerment Duo. Now, we do have an expressed ministry as the Empowerment Duo. The ministry is
economic independence
through
entrepreneurship.
That's it. That's what we do.
D-A-S-S-I-T.
That's what we do. That's what we're about. And we have an amazing audience that's regulars with us. Our audience is entrepreneurial. Our audience is mature. And our audience is very, very loving and supportive. supportive of each other.
And absolutely, we call them the Empowerment Circle. As a part of the Empowerment Network, we love our Empowerment Circle. We're looking forward to allowing you to become part of our circle. And if you have not yet become a part of the Empowerment Circle and would like to, it's easy. All you got to do is go to bit.ly/empowerment2021. You'll get on the mailing list. There are no fees, no costs. We don't spam you, but it allows us to become a family, whether or not we're online or offline. We'll send you a few updates now and then just to let you know what's going on in our world. And if and when you have a life-changing event, your business is growing, a new product or something, we get to share it with the circle. So become a part.
Now, Dr. Beverly says you two are very dapper this morning. Looking
we got
great.
Company.
Y'all are looking like to do in the morning that gently rests on God's, like the dew in the morning that gently rests on God's heart. Good morning, family. And Dr. Beverly, you are our family. Dr. Deborah says, I know, Beverly, they sharp this morning. All of that commentary is because Lisa asked me to put on a white shirt and a tie.
It's bath day. Y'all know it's bath day.
Actually, I've been up on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm up at 6:30 working. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday particularly, because I have to meet with my admin that early.
Absolutely. And the reason why we are dressed up today, we're not really dressed up. The reason why
I'm saying, they act like I never wear a tie.
I know. I made Brian put on a tie is because we have a very special guest today. And we wanted to bring our A game because we know.
For any of our other guests, what's up? What's up with that?
Listen, Star Bobatoon Esquire is going to be amazing. She's taking the Empowerment Duo Network, the Empowerment Network, to the next level. We're going another further.
I want to talk about our topic before we bring our guest in.
Yes, okay? Confidence.
The word is confidence. Okay, topic is confidence. And I did introduce him to the conversation already. I'm so glad that you're here, Brother Ray Wilkerson. I did introduce you to conversation already. The number one way to boost a person's self-confidence is to speak in public.
Absolutely.
Now, there are so many things that defeat and chip away at our confidence. Mm-hmm. I always harken back to Zig Ziglar's talking about raising positive children in a negative world.
Whoa, yeah.
And he was talking about, for children, the number one way to boost a child's self-confidence? The number one way to boost a child's self-confidence is to show love to that child's mother.
Oh, wow, yeah.
If you demonstrate love for that child's mother, that boosts the child's confidence. If you don't show love to that child's mother, like if you insult that child's mother, mm-hmm. or not nice to that child's mother, or even worse, abusive to that child's mother, that crushes the child. It crushes the child's self-confidence.
I can understand that because in a child's eye, they're a reflection of both parents. I really think that I know what Zig said, but I think it's both parents. I think a lot of times parents fail to understand that children are a byproduct of both parents, whether they're doing good, bad, or indifferent. They internalize a lot of things that are going on in those adult worlds as if it is them.
And another thing he says, and at least it brought in both parents, he says another thing that boosts a child's the feelings of self-reliance. They believe they can trust themselves, mm-hmm. is if they get hugged by their dad or not.
I think that would definitely make sense.
Doesn't that seem crazy though?
It doesn't seem crazy.
It doesn't seem crazy to you?
No, but I spent a lot of time in psychology and learning that way and understanding how we all work. So it doesn't surprise me. But I think it is important to note.
But is there a common thread? Okay, to boost the child's self-confidence, show love to that child's mother. Mm-hmm. And growing up, if that child is hugged by their dad, they have more self-reliance. And the number one way to boost self-confidence is speak in public. I wonder, are there commonalities there?
That's interesting. Dr. Beverly, I agree. Dr. Beverly says, if we are reflecting today, which, we give you the opportunity to do that every day, we need to reflect on how great Brian spoke yesterday. His talk was amazing yesterday.
Thank you.
If you have not, you need to check out the Sales Confidence podcast The Sales Confidence Podcast is a new episode is released every Tuesday at 1:00. It's recorded live and then it's placed out onto the network for you to enjoy. But yesterday went to another dimension, and he really did do a great job. You want to share what your topic was?
I do. Yesterday, I felt I did a great job. The topic yesterday was the numbers that you need to know to sell your services effectively. Now, it's the poor frog that won't praise its own pond.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to be the poor frog. But yesterday, when I was done, I told my wife, I think I did a really good job on that particular podcast. It flowed. It was powerful. It did everything good. But that was Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday afternoon.
But Monday evening, I did 2 workshops on Monday evening on why are people so afraid to sell.
Mm-hmm.
And those both were really, really good. So this week, so far, I've given 3 great presentations that I'm really, really proud of. And tonight, I'm giving a talk for coaches and consultants only at 7 p.m.
Absolutely.
How to sell your services for coaches and consultants only at 7 p.m. And right now, Brother Brian is warmed up. He's sharp. He's on his game. And I fully expect, and I have a right to expect that tonight is going to rock.
And he's got on a tie.
I'm going to probably wear the same tie tonight. I'm probably going to have on the same tie tonight.
Dr. Beverly
and the same shirt.
Dr. Beverly went on to say it was absolutely phenomenal, and she took notes. That is a true winner. When you are looking to win, you are taking notes, you are making applications. And Dr. Deborah says, I'm going to go back and listen to it. And I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's worth it.
We got 4 minutes till we bring our guest on. Okay.
3 minutes. Now,
3 minutes. Okay. Till we bring our guest on.
Dr. Beverly goes on to say, I made my children out of superheroes because when things look bad, we would say this chat to each other. Who can beat you? Nobody. Who can beat you?
That's right.
No one. Who can beat you? Nobody. So who can do better?
Love it. I love it.
You get to do it. By helping them to reinforce those chants and those cheers, it made them realize that they are overcomers and that there's nothing that could take them.
I've got a bunch of children, okay? Like 90 of them, I think. But anyway, I used to always make my children repeat stuff that I had them say. And they today, as they're older, they're all grown about it when they talk about it, but they all smile and repeat it. For example, all of my children had to memorize this. When a task is once begun, you leave it not until it's done. And be a matter great or small, you do it well or not at all. Now, they've heard that 100 times. They had to say it over. Matter of fact, I don't even have to say the whole poem, but back when they were little kids, I could just say, when a task is once begun, I know, Dad, I know. Go ahead. I know it, Dad. Say it. You leave it not until it's done.
I love it.
That's right.
I love it. I love how attentive our guest is. She's hanging out in the green room and she's making some cool comments and listening in on the show. And I'm telling you, we have an amazing cast of co-hosts. Our audience is really a part of the show.
It doesn't work without them.
It does not work without them. We know when someone is missing. And you know what? We need to fuss at Brother Mark Greer because we didn't get to have the collective to pray for him when he wasn't feeling well.
Right. I did talk to him one-on-one, though.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Him and I did have man talk.
That's good. That's good.
But, sometimes brothers don't want to have it with everybody else. He just wants to talk to me.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
So we got 1 minute to our guest, y'all. Woo, woo.
Shout out to those. I did see some cool pictures of Melissa and her family over the last couple of days. I know that they're getting in gear for Halloween. Mm-hmm. We're not much of Halloween people, but we don't begrudge anybody else Halloween.
As we're bringing up our guests in a moment, if any of you guys have any thought, it's a man thing. Any thoughts about how to boost adults' confidence?
Adults' confidence.
Yes.
How to boost adults' confidence.
I've offered one. But if they don't have opportunities to speak in public, how else can you boost adults' confidence? I have some ideas on that. And here's one more thing also that boosts adults' confidence. Mm-hmm. And this hardly ever happens to adults. But if they ever get applauded, if you can get applauded for something,
Absolutely. Just like they talk about being celebrated. I was watching
being
something.
Celebrated.
Absolutely.
It almost never happens and when you play team sports, you get to win or lose a game.
Right.
And you get to keep score.
But that's why celebrating is such a big part of women empowerment networks. When we meet on the first and third Tuesdays of each month, one of the elements that will always be included is, what can we celebrate you for? Not what did you accomplish at work, unless you did it and it was yours. Not what did you help your kids do. What can we celebrate you for?
All right, let me answer this question here, because we're about to bring our guests up here. Dr. Beverly says, Brian Howard's Thomas today. Have you checked on him today? Tell him we are thinking about him and we're sending love his way. I do talk to Thomas every day. And he's not always sounding strong. Okay. Sometimes he sounds a little bit weaker than others. I called his son yesterday as well. And I will send him that you guys are loving on him and sending love. Dr. Beverly says, Psychology 101, bring out the good to cover the bad. But they have to talk about the good and how they made it so that the bad is just another opportunity to conquer. Absolutely. Ray Wilkerson says, when you say their name on the Empowerment Network. Yes. When you say someone's name on the Empowerment Network, that boosts their confidence. So let's do it now. All right. We do have a special guest today, and I'm excited about it. We've had some amazing guests. This guest here, I got introduced, I believe, back in 2013 when Les Brown was talking about speakers upcoming that he watches, that he thinks are good. And one of the names he mentioned was Miss Star Bobatoon. So when he said that name, I looked her up. And I found out what she do. And so I've been following her for a while now. And now what she's doing with her work right now, I want her to talk about how she's helping people to tell their story and become bigger and better as professional speakers. I love her. I know you guys will as well. Her name is Star Bobatoon. Let's bring her up. Star Bobatoon! Hello.
Hey, brother and sister. How are you this morning? Y'all just
doing fantastic, and we're excited to have you.
Yes, you guys are getting deep this morning, talking about this confidence thing. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
Now, we're going to get deep with you too, but before we do our thing, we like to give you some time to please introduce yourself however you would like.
I appreciate that, Brian. Here's the deal. Limousines, Hollywood parties, celebrities. This was my childhood. I was a child actress. I mean, I did TV shows and movies and commercials. I wasn't terribly famous, but I did okay. But I tell you, at the height of my success, there was a lot of tension going on in my household. And I assumed that it was my fault. I assumed that things were bad around me because I was successful. And so I took this joy, this love I had for the stage, and I put it in a box. And I put it up on a shelf, and I left it there for 25 years. I wonder if anyone here knows anything about diminishing your own light so that others aren't offended by your brilliance. And I believe that's what I was doing. Now, I had a pretty good life. I mean, I got married, had some kids, I became an attorney. Everything was fine. I had a good life. It's like nothing was wrong, but something wasn't right. You know what I mean? And I didn't know what it was. And I sunk into this really deep depression. And a friend of mine invited me to go to a seminar. Les Brown was there. And let me just tell you, Lisa, Brian, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Come on. You know how it is. I'm in my funky funk. I'm in my self-pity party. And I'm not interested. But I went anyway. And this man got up on that stage. And Lisa, I'm telling you, he had a one-on-one conversation with me. There were 2,000 people in the audience, Brian, but he had a one-on-one conversation with me. And he talked about how many voices, how many lives I was not impacting by hiding my voice. And there was something about that just it shifted everything inside of me. And I decided in that moment that I was coming back to the stage, this time as a speaker and a trainer, so that I could use my voice to help empower others. I ended up working with Les. I studied with him. I traveled with him. I ran his speaker training program. I went on to become one of the #1 trainers in a national training company. And now I'm a presentation and storytelling coach. And here's the deal. I believe that every time you speak, it is a performance, and every place you speak is a stage. And my joy is helping professional women mostly, but helping people give dynamic performances on every stage they take every time they speak.
Wow. First off, Dr. Deborah said, first off, good morning, Katura. Dr. Deborah says, yeah, I've been there. Dr. Beverly says, yes, I know also well about shutting down my brilliance and turning off my light, precious parling, so that others can be comfortable. But now I'm going to keep my light switch on so somebody else can find a brilliant. And right now, I think I have an LED light attached to me. Now, I want to keep going down that road if we can. But as you were talking, Star, was it the law of inertia came to my mind. Inertia, a body in motion will stay in motion at the same speed and same rate unless acted upon by an outside force. The converse is also true. A body at rest will stay at rest at the same speed and same rate unless acted upon by an outside force. A ball sitting on the floor will stay right there unless someone gives that ball a push.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And I think that's what Les did for you. I think that's what you just did for Dr. Beverly. And I think that's what you do for your life.
Yeah. I believe that, Les Brown had a saying that in your life, when you are too afraid to make a move, life will move on you. And you talk about being in inertia. You talk about needing that outside force. Here's the deal. In the span of a year, my father passed away. I separated from my husband and I lost my job. Can we talk about inertia? Can we talk about an outside force?
Yes.
God was all in my business at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely,
that outside force that said, it's time to make a change. Baby, it's time to go to the next level. And you're not going to get there unless you get out of this inertia, as you say.
I happen to know a bit much about you, so there's a lot of things I want to ask. I just want to make sure we're still cool to talk about it. We got another great speaker in the room, Mr. Mark Greer. He says, every time you speak is a performance. Every place you speak is a stage. Absolutely love that statement. And Mark is also a brilliant speaker as well.
Excellent.
We got great people in the room right now, Star. I'm telling you. So I always loved Star, but she had a she just explained some of her very tough human experiences. But this summer, she had a really tough human experience that could crush some people. And I got to be and I've told Star this already, I was so impressed with how she handled this calamity.
Okay.
Do you feel comfortable talking about it, Star?
Absolutely.
She had a house fire.
We're not crying about it anymore,
That's right. She had a house fire. Her stuff got burnt up. She got displaced. But she was making posts regularly about the experience, and I was transfixed by the whole thing, Star. So please talk about that.
Well, it's 11:30 at night. I am asleep, and I hear this crackling in the house, and I'm, what the heck? What's going on? Why are people making noise when I'm trying to sleep? And I go into the basement, and it's on fire. Oh, interesting. Now, the fire was put out very quickly. We have a fire extinguisher because I learned that from the last fire, but that's a different story. Anyway, so we had a fire extinguisher. The fire was out pretty quickly, but there's soot and all of that, so we couldn't stay in the house. And so on top of that, that was like my first post. It's like, oh my gosh, my house was on fire yesterday and I'm at a hotel, but I'm safe and I'm grateful. I'm telling you, all I felt was gratitude. Everybody's out of the house. Everything is good. Life is good, and then because the electrical panel exploded, which is what happened, I had no electricity, and then it rained for 3 days. And so then my house flooded because because the fire wasn't enough.
Electrical damage and flooding.
Yeah, the fire wasn't enough. We needed a little more excitement in my summer, and so we had a flood as well, and that caused all different other kinds of problems, mold and yada 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 yada. So yeah, it has been a very exciting summer. But I believe, when things are going bad, because I've had enough bad things in my life, and you probably too, to know that there's something better coming. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like when you want to plant seeds in a garden, what's the first thing you do? You dig it up. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think, when these things happen, this is a matter of digging up the dirt so that we could plant something that's going to grow later. All right. That's what I like to hold on to. And so this was a lot of dirt digging. I think this summer was a lot of digging up the dirt. But because I've been through so much, I know good stuff is coming my way. I know that blessings are on the horizon. I just have to keep I have to keep focused. I have to keep focused on the good, which doesn't mean I don't acknowledge when sucky things happen. And I say, this is sucky, but I'm not going to live in sucky. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm going to stop by. I might say hello. But I'm not going to live here. Not here in sucky.
Absolutely. I think that's the benefit and the healthy observation of when challenges come. The word of God comes, he says these trials, they come to make us strong. We learn in hindsight, we learn moving forward the things that the lessons we learned in hindsight, which is actually, that's the jewel in it. That's really what it is. When we have those experiences that are saying all things are working together for the good, you've got something out of that bad experience.
Yeah, and made it make sense and found meaning, and I received a lot. I want to say this too, piggybacking on what Mark just said. Mark was reiterating what you said, Star. Every time you speak is a performance, every place you speak is a stage. A few months ago, I was hosting a clubhouse meeting, and I did 2 a week. Monday nights was selling your services in the virtual world, and Wednesday nights was mindset and motivation. And I would spend a lot of time booking speakers for the events. And one time I invited Star, and she came, and we didn't have a whole lot of people in the room, and that was a little bit disappointing to me. But Star was there, and when Star time came, Brother Mark, let me tell you, when Star turn came, she spoke as if there was a room of 5,000. She brought it in a big way for that small audience. And I've heard the same commentary about me before when there was a small audience and I still spoke as if it was packed. And I take that as a compliment. But you did when they couldn't even see your face. All they could do is hear you, but they could see you move. They could hear your power and your conviction. And when you were done, Star, I was very impressed.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. My children do often make comments. Mommy, no one can see you. What are you doing? I can't help myself. This is how Mama shows up. And I swear to you, I've trained all over this country. I've trained in 47 states, hundreds of cities. I've done trainings. And I will say there are some days where I show up for a training and I don't feel like being there, Brian. I don't want to. I don't want to talk. I don't want to see you people. I don't want to. And I will tell myself, well, I'm just going to go at 50% today. That's all I'm going to go. But I'm telling you, once I get started, I'm going to give them 100%. And
Absolutely.
For the two people, when I was in North Dakota and it was a snowstorm, they got 100%.
Wow. So I want to shift about what you're doing now, because I'm going to take part in your class, I think later in November.
Yes.
The class you told me about?
Yes.
What is that?
And so what I do, as I said, presentation and storytelling, that is where I live. And that is what I love. I spent, as I've said, 25 years hiding my voice, hiding my light. And so I love to work with people to bring their voices to light, to bring their messages to light. This is what I live for. And every month I have what's called the Signature Talk Speaker Clinic. This is an opportunity for you to ask questions, for you to gain a lesson about speaking, to build that confidence that Brian was talking about, and also to get feedback on whatever it is you're doing. When I studied with Les Brown, One of the things that he always said is that, Star, you got to have time in front of eyeballs. That's what he would say all the time. And the
time in front of eyeballs.
Yes, you got to rehearse. You have to practice. And look, people, you have to practice with your mouth. I get people, speakers, trainers who study like this. This is how they practice.
No,
they're looking at paper. I'm like, no. Imagine you went to go see Alvin Ailey dancing. Do you think those dancers look at videos and go, and then jump up there on the stage?
Time out. I have to interject here. Okay, so I have recently been watching some amazing dances, and they've been walking people through it. And in my mind, I am exercising and dancing along with them. I am.
The same.
And then at the end, when I stand up and try to do one of those moves, and this old muscle says, nah, and this other muscle says, oh, no, you won't. You realize that if you don't use it, it's not going to work. That's the same with your vocals. It's the same with everything. It is the same with everything. You've got to do it. Practice means operating in it.
Yes, we will all meet challenges, but we can't live in sucky.
Absolutely.
And Brother Ray Walker says, I needed to hear that. So please continue on.
And that's the purpose of my speaker clinic, to give you the opportunity to actually speak, to get it out of your mark. When I work with my coaching clients, and we'll work on putting together their presentation and putting together their story. We'll work on that. And then I'm like, okay, so say it to me. Do it right now. Right now, Star? Like, yeah, right now. And they will stumble over their words. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens the first time you say it out loud. Yeah. That's what happens, and we will do over and over and over again. Look, I'm a former dancer. How do you get ready for a performance? 5, 6, 7, and 5, 6, 7, and you do it over and over again. And when I work with my clients, that's what we do over and over again. So by the end of 30 minutes, we've done this. They're like, I feel a lot better. Yeah.
You got better.
I am looking forward to that. So
that's what happens when you rehearse anyway.
Absolutely.
So there might be someone that's listening right now that says, you know what? I'm a pretty good speaker, but I know I can improve. I want to take part in that. Or I want to connect with Star Bobatoon. Please tell us, how do you prefer they connect with you? And how do you prefer if they want to get into that signature talk workshop?
All right. So all of my connections are at connectwithstar.com. All of my connections are there.
Connectwithstar.com.
And one of the links there is to my free speaker clinic. The next one is coming up November.
Whoa. Did you say the speaker's clinic is free?
I did say that. It's a free speaker clinic for this year. It's free for this year because this is my first year, and I wanted to, I got to practice, people. And so I've spent a year practicing. It won't be free next year, but that's okay. So it's free November 20th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time. And the first part is a lesson. I believe that there are 5 things that most people struggle with who work with me, right? They struggle with clarity, connection, content, and conversion. Those are the 5 things. So each month I talk about one of those things in particular. So yeah, it's on this week or this month. The next one is November 20th.
I'm looking forward to it. I asked Star, could I be in her class?
I'm looking forward to it as well. I think I'm going to attend as well.
So you got us 2 in the class.
I'm going to be in a different office.
Yeah, we'll be in different rooms.
We'll be in different rooms so that we can have our own independent experiences. Although we do share a lot of things, I want to receive it from my perspective.
And I get that. Yeah, all the information is at connectwithstar.com. Connectwithstar.com. In addition, if you go to connectwithstar.com, you can get a free gift from me. And that is, it is a guide. It's called 5 Steps to a Captivating Story. 5 Steps to a Captivating
Y'all
story.
all need to go to connectwithstar.com and get that.
Absolutely.
At least get the free gift.
Brother Ray said he'll be there. Absolutely. I'm telling you. Mark says, like a phoenix, you rose from the ashes to be stronger, smarter, and more powerful.
Yes,
And
yes.
yes, still you
All
rise.
right.
Amen. Obstacles are temporary unless we choose to make them permanent. That's right. They don't need to have an address.
We love having you here. How much time we got left with Star?
We're going to go to the 40 mark.
Okay, good. So we got 6 more minutes left with you. So we're going to use all of them, okay? We're going to use all of these minutes here.
Wait, I just want to say something. You guys were talking about something, when I was off stage and I was making a few comments. But one of the things that you talked about was boosting confidence, right?
Yes.
And it's very important to boost our confidence. But here's what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about one of the ways that we lose confidence.
Okay.
Every single day. So here's a question for you. Brian. Let us say that you met a new friend, right? And that you said, hey, let's meet for lunch, right? This new friend agrees to do this, and then they don't show up for lunch. How you feeling about that friend? No, hold
Not
on.
as good.
Hold on for a moment, but you're gonna give them another chance because come on, we're new, we're trying to get each other. And let us say that you talk to this person and they promise they were gonna come and help you do a certain thing, right? 1 o'clock, you wanna be there at 1 o'clock? I'm gonna be there at 1 o'clock, right? And then at 1 o'clock comes and they don't show up. Here's my question for you. Do you have confidence in that person?
I have a whole lot less confidence in them.
A whole lot less confidence. And if they were to do that 5 times in a row, how much confidence?
None.
You'd have no confidence with that self because we don't have confidence in people who break their promises to us. Question: how many times have you broken promises to yourself?
That'll do it. Yep.
How many times have you broken promises to yourself? Oh, Star, it's just a little something, but here's the deal. We just proved it. If it was someone else and they kept breaking promises, you'd lose that confidence. We lose confidence in ourselves when we don't keep our promises, not to other people, but the promises that we keep to ourselves. I'm going to get up a little earlier and I'm going to work out. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to do this for myself. I'm going to do this for my children. And you break your promises to yourself, that erodes your self-confidence. So, easy way to start building that confidence up. Keep your promises to yourself. There you go.
And absolutely. I love that. Thank you for taking us down that road because that means you can start to build back your confidence with the next time,
the next action
that you have a chance to prove yourself right.
Absolutely. And that's important. I think that really is important. Mm-hmm. And I think it's also it's worth reviewing. Where have I broken promises with myself? Right? Because it could be, I didn't get up and exercise when I said I was going to exercise. It could also be just I didn't give myself care or concern, or I didn't forgive myself in an area, or I didn't whatever. One of the things is I'm working with a lot of women as they're building and growing is, if you were talking to your best friend, would you be as harsh with her as you are in judging yourself?
We never would do that to other people.
Lisa, that's good. That's good stuff, sister.
Absolutely.
We would never.
We do it. We would be so much more patient with the other person than we are with ourselves when we look in the mirror. We're less forgiving, less understanding, and less willing to even be able to be flexible.
Mm-hmm. I like that we're talking confidence with you here today. Okay. And I love the example that you just took us down the road. I did ask you guys, our audience, any more suggestions you have on how you believe we could boost self-confidence as adults?
I like that.
Yeah,
boosting your self-confidence as adults. I think even boosting self-confidence in children oftentimes will trigger different ways that we can boost confidence in adults. Because sometimes we overcomplicate things when we think it's going to be adults, right? That's why our Not Just for Children's book series is so successful, because we boil things down to the lowest common denominator so that they can make sense. Sometimes just telling a child that it was great that you tried, not that they succeeded. It was great that you tried or you gave it your best. How often do we say that to adults? We think they know that part. They know that was a good try.
So that was a good place that Lisa put in there. Since 2016, Lisa has been helping people to publish their works. She's done well more than 100 books birthed through Lisa, Empowerment Publishing and Multimedia, which is really Lisa. The name of the company is Empowerment Publishing and Multimedia, but it's her. Okay. They think I do part of the company, but I don't. It's her. Okay. So, but a part of it is the Not Just for Children's books. And we have a bunch of fantastic life lesson style books that are not just for children. But anyway, I wanted to bring that to you. So, Sister Star.
Yes.
We're at that place that's typically one of my favorite places when we have a guest, where we're going to yield you some more time to share something with our audience. Give our audience something to be left with. What do you want to teach or leave them with? And you got a couple of minutes with it if you want. Take your time. Take a couple of minutes. Go ahead.
So I have this book called Star Points, and Star Points are short motivational messages designed to uplift and empower. And you know why they're called Star Points? Because my name is Star, and I'm
That's right.
And so I'd like to just leave with this Star Point. You know, I was going to dinner with a friend back when we went out to dinner with friends, right? And I was at her house having dinner, and dinner was fabulous. And as she was clearing away the dinner dishes, she said, "Hold on to your fork, dessert is coming." And we all held on to our forks in anticipation of something even better. And baby, we were not disappointed. And I invite you to use this same philosophy in your life when you're coming across obstacles or setbacks or those hard times in life. I would say to you, hold on to your fork. And what I mean by that is hold on to your confidence, hold on to your hope, your optimism, hold on to your goals and your dreams, hold on to your fork, because better days, better opportunities, better things are coming your way. Hold on to your
I love that story.
I love that.
But we got to get one more out of you, because Dr. Beverly said, pay through the nose, the best Star Point.
All right, so that's one of the ones that's on my website, which is starbobatoon.com. Thank you, Beverly. She all in my business. I love it.
And Beverly will be in your business.
Oh, and she won't stay out either.
And she won't forget any of it either. So I hope everything is everything.
So please comment on that, please.
There it is. There it is. I just had to find it in the book. And so the idea of paying through the nose is, you know how, there it is. There it is. You've heard the saying that when you pay for too much for something, you paid through the nose. But if you think about anything that you have tried to accomplish, anything that was worthwhile, you probably went through a few no's. And what if you knew that you had to go through 15 no's in order to get a yes? What if you knew that? Man, you'd be rushing through those no's. You'd be trying to get there. You'd be like, next. You'd be willing to pay through the no's if you knew what was on the other side. And I would invite people to be willing to pay through the no's. You talk about publishing books, right, Lisa? What was it? Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul?
Yes.
Right? He went to 10 publishers. They didn't want to have nothing to do with that book. He went to 20. They didn't want to have nothing to do with that book. The man had 60 rejections. 60! He had 60 no's before he finally got that yes. But that yes changed everything.
Yes.
He was willing to pay through the no's. And so I invite us to be willing to pay through the no's, because that thing that we want is going to be worth it. Pay through the no's.
Absolutely. I love that.
We got to let you go, but wow.
Ray Wilkerson was driving, and I know that means he's probably watching us through his phone, so it probably is a little bit small. I want everybody to know that link for their gift and everything Star is connectwithstar.com.
That's it. Connectwithstar.com.
Star, can you hang out for a few minutes in the green room? We're going to have to put you down for a little bit, but if you've got enough time, we want to talk to you after the show.
Okay.
Thank you. Did she not bring it?
Woo! Yes, and it was everything. I'm always blessed by the way that the universe and our circle and the karma that we put out brings us such amazing individuals with wonderful stories and awesome direction, instruction, and ideas to help improve our lives.
I think so, man. Almost from the time she started talking, man, I was taking amazing notes. But the last 2 points she made just seemed to really, really resonate with me. Hold on to your fork, because the dessert is coming. Yeah,
that's right.
Oh my gosh. That resonated to me.
But you love dessert, bro.
I do love dessert, but maybe that's why I resonated.
Life is dessert. Like what's coming next might be what you've been waiting for.
Thank you, Mark, for that. And then the paying through the nose and the story of Jack Canfield. Through the nose. Now I'm in sales. I've been in sales 30 years.
And you actually share in your teaching about the nose.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do it a little different now.
Absolutely.
I do talk about that.
He's gonna borrow a little bit to flip on there. That's all right.
Victor Antonio says all great speakers borrow.
That's right. They have to. I love it. I love it. I love it. Brother Mark says self-confidence is often tied to self-worth. If one doesn't value themselves, it can be difficult to find that confidence. However, when one discovers who they are and believes in their self-worth, they can embrace these words in gaining confidence. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. The Lord God will be with you wherever you go.
Amen.
Amen. I believe that was in Joshua. Brother Ray, please remind me. And again, go to connectwithstar.com.
I've seen it said before. I didn't actually count it myself, but I've seen different thoughts about the words "do not be afraid" are in the Bible 365 times.
Wow.
Okay. Is that an indicator of
do not be
once
afraid.
for a day? Do not be afraid.
Absolutely.
I gained so much out of her talk today. Brother Ray, I really appreciate your add on there, your commentary there. Mark, I always do. Thank you very much.
Ray said, just builded my confidence to stop, be quiet.
Great show.
Great show. Thank you so much. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I think confidence is worth discussing. It is worth consistently discussing because it's kind of like, and maybe that's just me. Good morning, Chef Rev. Maybe it's just me. It's kind of like taking a bath because sometimes today I'm on the top of the world and then I wake up and I can't know why anybody would want this or how it is or who it is or what it is that I am. And understand that even sometimes it's not because a situation changed. Maybe I woke up with this thought and it hadn't been torn away from me. And so now I need to rebuild, renew, and restore. I'm not sure if anybody else ever feels that way, but I think building your confidence is like taking a bath.
Chef Rev, you really missed the show.
You need to catch the replay.
We had a fantastic guest. Miss Star Bobatoon was our guest today. And if you're just popping on, you really missed the show. Okay.
Amen. Well, we're going to go ahead.
We got to go.
We're going to run through the songs.
Okay, we're going to do the songs real fast. Okay.
Because we end at 9:55. So we're going to run through the songs really, really quick. I don't know if Miss Star has seen our show to see the shenanigans that take place.
But they're about to happen right now.
But they're going to go fast, so we got to go.
We thank our consistent contributors. We thank our people that have been with us for a long time with greeting songs and greeting logos. And some people still have one to come. Some people already earned one, like Dr. Beverly. She earned her greeting logo. It goes like this. Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. Dr. Deborah Dunstan has a greeting song, and it goes like this.
Dr. Deborah, healing and deliverance coach.
Mm-hmm. Good morning. Miss Phyllis has a jam as well.
Yes.
Miss Phyllis has a logo. Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
So clear the way.
Hey, Miss
Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Miss Phyllis.
I saw Katura
Green
morning.
is here. Back to life. Back to Katura Green.
However do you want it?
However do you need it?
Do you need it?
That's right. Katura's got a jam.
That's
Ray Wilkes,
right.
I think we got a jam review somewhere. I just can't place it yet, but help me.
I can't remember it if we did. I'm not sure.
But if you do remember, Mark does have a jam. So wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get under it.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now. Woo! Chef Rev is here in time for his jam. Chef Rev is actually a wonderful caterer who makes fantastic food, but His jam is, why must I eat like that? Why not hire Chef Rev?
He puts the good food in me.
Not.
We love each and every one of our co-hosts. Whether or not you chose to say good morning is up to you, but we welcome you to let us get to know you. Not only do we say good morning to you, we go back, we check out your profiles, we see areas that we might be able to support or pray for you and your family, and we love to celebrate you. So just say something.
Say something.
Say something.
Dr. Beverly says, great guest again. We have been doing wonderful with guests.
This week has rocked, and we will see you on tomorrow.
We're going to get out of here because I got calls to make at 10
we
as well.
got a lot to do. And you know what?
One more thing. Mm-hmm. If you have a business that is not geography sensitive, that means you can operate your business and do work anywhere. Every Wednesday at noon, Lisa and I, we host a networking group. It's called V-Team. It's amazing. Some of you guys have visited V-Team.
Some of you are even members already.
Some of you guys are members of V-Team. But if you got time today, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you want to be a part of V-Team, or at least come and visit, let Lisa know, let me know, and you can be a part of that. Tonight at 7 p.m., I am doing my sales workshop for coaches and consultants only. This is complimentary. This is
7
free.
p.m.
I'm giving it to you. And that ones we've done already have been amazing, and the reviews have reflected it.
Woohoo! Chef Rev is at a conference, so you might have to wait until you go home. But today is Wednesday, so you know what that means. Don't forget to have sex.
Bye-bye.